Nintendo 2 cereal in one, wow. Oh, these tips are hot. And these are straight from the video game counselors at Nintendo Power. They know their stuff. They've got mullets. There are a lot of mullets. So, Nintendo Power Stamps were basically a way to give out prizes without actually giving out prizes. Because they would have contests in Nintendo Power that said, oh, if you win, you can get like 10 Super Power Stamps. And each stamp was basically just, you get $1 off in a thing in our catalog. So unless you were stockpiling stamps for like a decade, you weren't getting anything for free. You were just getting something from the catalog to slightly cheaper. Anyways. Nintendo Power. New issues just in. I think some of these scans actually have some of the like survey cards and contest entries filled out. Unfortunately, the version of the archive that I downloaded, the PDF, has some weird compression on it. And it looks like a hot mess when you zoom in. So this is the first one that I remember having. I think I had an earlier one, but the cover was ripped off, so I couldn't identify it. Because we were, small children at the time. And yeah, you win a trip to pick up your Super NES, not the actual system. You just win a trip to pick it up. Anyways, it's time for Kevin Costner. The hot new film property, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Hit movie, hot game. Some of these are going to be a little weird aspect ratio because they were like inserts. So like this page is supposed to be vertical, but it was scanned as two separate ones. But I think the implication here is that if you subscribe to Nintendo Power, you turn into a gremlin. Radicalize your game with a subscription to Nintendo Power. Unleash. Oh, right, that's what it was. Yeah, you turned the page and then this dude popped out at you. So in case, you weren't already subscribed to the magazine, if you bought it like a newsstand, you're like, hey, you wanna subscribe? Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, so in this issue, we got Robin Hood, Rockin' Cats, Little Mermaid. What the? Ooh. I don't know that I like what's going on here. This is a little terrifying. What is this art? This isn't like the letter section. This is just in the opening. You know what? We're not gonna ask questions. We're just gonna leave that as is. Let's read this little blurb here. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me truly unmask the power within. I think it's not quite. Yeah, it's a little. When you zoom in, it's not going to be perfect. This month we review a mixed bag of games and include a special report on Super NES software. Wait until you see the poster. It's loaded with actual screenshots of games being developed for the Super NES. Rockin' Cats, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Oh, is this OCR? Oh, you can actually search this. Game Boy Roger Rabbit. Possibly the game's most fascinating feature, though, is the subscreen. It shows a cross-section of a character, a chart of body parts, and a box containing items the players picked up. Using a hand icon, the player selects an item and indicates where it should be used. An apple, for instance, would be used by the mouth. Innovations like the subscreen make Robin Hood an unusually fresh and fun game. I don't think the NES Robin Hood was, like, great. So yeah, we're gonna have to play the aspect a little bit by ear here. And I'm not gonna read, like, every single article, because there is a lot in there, and I'm sure nobody wants to read every single page of the Robin Hood feature. Oh, here we go. This is the issue with the burned Game Boy. This Game Boy is actually at the Nintendo store in New York now, I think. Oops. No. No, it's space. No, I can't. Ah, getting closer. Getting closer. So this Game Boy is actually on display at the Nintendo World Store after Operation Desert Storm, and it still works. It is behind a glass case. You cannot touch it, of course, but it works. All right, let's read some of these letters. Let me know if the resolution isn't big enough, by the way, because I'm gonna try and read it like this. But if it's too small, we can make it a little bigger. Last Christmas, my 2 grown sons gave me a Game Boy, Tetris, and 3 other games. Dexterity, wow. Boxel, fun. And Side Pocket, rad. Words failed me at the time, but no more. This letter is to advise you that the Game Boy is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's addictive, but soothing and relaxing. It sounds almost illegal, doesn't it? I fly frequently to visit my children, and you can bet that my Game Boy goes with me. I've thrown in my aspirin and now chill out, as my kids say, with Tetris or Side Pocket. The concept is terrific. Thanks. Actually, let me check something real quick. I want to see how this looks on the preview. Oh, I don't have my preview here, that's right. You're all looking behind the veil, no. Because I just want to see what it looks like on the actual preview here, and if it's like too crusty. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay. Kayfabe. My name is Mark, Grandma the Gamester. I have a grandma who was babysitting my sister and I one night while we were playing our NES. My sister and I one night. I asked if she wanted to play with us, and she said, no, that's for kids. Later we went to bed. In the middle of the night I woke up because I heard beeping. Grandma was on level 4 of Super Mario Brothers. Moral of the story. Grandma was on level 4 of Super Mario Brothers. Yo, what's good, Cane Dragon? 4-year-old son set it up, thinking our 3-year-old daughter would like to play a game with him. God, this issue is from 1991. So I wonder what the Laskers are doing now. Gamer was a word, but I don't think it was, like, used quite as much. Wouldn't mind my daughter playing with my Game Boy so much if she would just let me win occasionally. Hold on, let's check out this happy baby. It looks mighty happy doing it. Sometimes I wonder if, like, there have been any kids that are in these Nintendo Power letters and they post online later on. Counterfeiters nabbed thanks to agents' tips. Back in February, we asked agents to blow the whistle on counterfeit game packs, and thanks to the many who did, it's working. Reports on the phonies called and mailed in from across the country are helping us put a stop to the distribution of misleading and inferior game packs masquerading as genuine Nintendo products. Keep those reports coming. If you see advertisements for lots of titles, possibly 100 or more of one game pack, be suspicious. Then help finger a fraud, I hate that phrasing, by sending us the ad you saw. Mario says grazie. Mario says snitches get stitches. Thank you so much for being a rat. I'm 15 and an avid video game player. I love my NES and have beaten almost all the games I have. But recently, I've been forced to share my Game Boy with someone else, my grandfather. At first I figured he wouldn't be any good, so my turns would come quickly. Wrong. My grandfather franked along, amazing with his skill at games like Tetris, Clax, Spot, and Golf. He can play them all with only one hand. He had a stroke when he was about 67 that left him without the use of one arm. My grandfather is about the best player I know at puzzle and strategy games. He's now in the hospital again, so I gave him my Game Boy and Tetris to help pass the time. I hope he has a quick recovery. At least he'll have a great game to keep him company. Enclosed are the remains of my one-time comforter, playmate, and rejuvenator Game Boy. As a police officer in Oklahoma City and registered nurse serving in Operation Desert Storm, reminder that this issue is from 1991, so Operation Desert Storm was still fairly recent. I faced many perils. Fortunately, this Game Boy, several game packs, and sundry other personal items were the only casualties claimed by a fire. I don't think it was a fire. I think it was actually like a bunker buster bomb. Or some kind of explosion and not a fire, but I guess they didn't want to write that in the magazine. Probably not the first to ask, but is it possible to get a replacement? When we received Steven's Game Boy from the Middle East, we thought it was a goner. The back of the unit was in fair condition, but the front was charred and blistered from the heat of the fire. As an experiment, we popped in a Tetris game pack, plugged in a battery pack, and flipped on the power switch. When we heard its distinctive ping, we couldn't believe it. The control pad and A and B buttons suffered meltdown, but the start and select buttons worked perfectly. Game Boy is even tougher than we thought it was. Of course, we don't recommend that you just subject your Game Boy to trial by fire, but in this case, we replaced Steven's Game Boy as a special Desert Storm courtesy. Yeah, I think it actually says in the store it was specifically like a bomb. What does that say down there? This month we want you to let your imagination run wild. Most of us dream about meeting and maybe even impressing someone famous. If you could game link with a celebrity, who would it be? Imagine the possibilities. Would you challenge NASCAR great Bill Elliott for the checkered flag in F1 race? Ace Andre Agassi at tennis? Pulverize the Hulkster at WWF Superstars? What does that say? Zach Marino in his own end zone and play action football? Send a description of your Game Boy Dream Link. We'll print the most fantastic fantasies in a future issue. Yeah, this is the Desert Storm Game Boy, the one that you can see at the Nintendo store. I've actually been there, and yeah, it was also running Tetris. That might still be the same cartridge they plugged in at the beginning. Oh, here we go. The hit new Kevin Costner flick, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. They must have paid pretty well for this coverage. Either that or they really, really wanted to sell Robin Hood. Because this game was not, like, very good. It was unique. Like, it does its own thing, but it's not, like, great. But yeah, I'm not going to read the entire thing, because I'm sure people want to see things other than 30 minutes of me reading flavor text about Robin Hood, the movie tie-in video game. Let's at least look at the character portraits in this game, because they're kind of gross. I think this page, I think there's like a, yeah, here we go. You might think, oh, this is really blurry, they look bad. No, they look really rough in game. Nope. Hold on, it's got to load the high-res version now. Yeah, I've got like a 3-hour playlist of just like chill video game music in the background. But yeah, this was all the portraits that you saw in the game, and they all look kind of weird. Friar Tuck looks like an alien. Azim's a little bit of a jack. Not the hair, though. But yeah, you had like a weird black and orange tinted portrait. I apologize that I can't play, authentic 90s music, because then I would get DMCA'd. But yeah, if I remember, it was like... It roughly follows the story, like you break out of jail, go to, You go to Robin Hood's home, you find his dad dead, then you go out and do revenge and all that stuff and build up your camp, blah blah blah. And it had like a weird 1v1 kind of, almost like a fighting game, not really. But yeah, some of these features were actually pretty in-depth. Like this one especially, this game was kind of confusing, so this would have helped a lot. And there was also this weird, like, horse race thing where if you touch one of these blue rocks, you were dead. Game was over. It did have a continuous system, but still, it was a little rough. Oh, here we go, Nestor's Adventures. So this is right after Howard Lincoln left Nintendo. So this is why it's the whole no more bow tie. Robin Hood, it kind of had a turbo tunnel thinking about it. So Nestor is kind of like the old mascot of this magazine. And they kind of stopped doing the comics after like the first few years because he wasn't really popular with the kids. They brought him back for like I think the 100th issue and then the last issue of the magazine. But Howard, or was it Howard Lincoln? It was either Howard Phillips or Howard Lincoln. It was a Howard. Back in the real world, Nestor takes a summer job at Camp Wampaho. I regret saying that immediately. Camp Wampaho. Let's say Camp Wampaho. As the official. Yeah, he's in Pilot Wings. He was actually in a bowling game for the Virtual Boy. And you know, we all know how well the Virtual Boy did. Nestor takes a summer job at Camp Wampaho as the official video game counselor for $25 and 3 game packs a week. Honestly, as a kid, that would have been hot shit. It all began 10 years ago when the radioactive sludge from the Amityville nuclear facility spread across Lake Wampaho, killing all the fish except one. That one trout gobbled the plutonium and grew until it was the size of a submarine. And then it started swallowing people. I bet you wouldn't be afraid of the Lake Wampaho mutant trout, huh, Nestor? Don't make me laugh. Stu, did I ever tell you about the time I stole a Russian submarine? Stu shows up in other comics, by the way. Oh, actually, hang on. This is getting cut off. Maybe I'll just, shrink it. Oh, I don't want to shrink it, though. Yeah, this was 1991, so, again, Hunt for Red October, still fairly recent. The Hunt for Red October lasted weeks. The Ruskies threw everything they had at me. Boats, subs, planes, choppers, Gorby dolls. Gorbachev, that's another very dated reference. This was July 1991. Then I got smart. What did you do? I parked that baby under an iceberg and took the enemy out one by one. You see, they couldn't tell the sub from the ice above it. Pretty cool, huh? I guess you're pretty brave. Are you kidding? I eat cowardice for lunch. Then how would you like to take a swim with a Lake Wampaho mutant trout? You could do it right now. Yeah, Nestor, yeah, go for the trout. You expect me to believe that stupid fish story? Ha! I see it, it's the trout. Go for it, Nestor. Isn't it dangerous to go swimming 30 minutes after roasting marshmallows? Humans for breakfast, humans for lunch, no more. If I see one more boaty kid, I think I'll barf. That's the entire comic, by the way. There's no real resolution. They were all very short, like, one-off bits. And I kind of think that's probably why they weren't super popular. Anyways, here's Rockin' Cats. Kind of getting a Persona vibe from this game. It's an Atlas game. You know, actually, I think they might have been doing the Megami Tensei games at this point. This game's actually quite good. There were a lot of stinky games on the NES, but Rockin' Cats was not one of them. But yeah, a lot of these were like super in-depth. You would have lots of tips and stuff. Bonus games. A lot of these would just have like tricks in them as well. Secret stuff. Yeah, getting kind of a Rockin' Cats vibe from this Persona game. Well, no, I'm not talking Shin Megami. I'm talking Megami Tensei. Like, it was originally an NES game. Possibly even PC 98 game, who knows. Shin Megami Tensei is just kind of like the revamped version on the Super Nintendo. Basically like a modernized... They actually did do a remake of 1 and 2. Anyways, here's the hot tips for anybody who's looking for tips on Little Nemo, the Dream Master, Lone Ranger, The Simpsons, Dragon Warrior. I wonder if there's any Agent 69s. How many Agent 69s were there, do you think? Like, who the fuck is looking for codes for the Lone Ranger? Yeah, The Simpsons... I think all the NES Simpsons games were bad. Oh, this is Dragon Warrior? Oh, it is part 2, yeah. RPGs make sense, because I know they gave the entire guide with Dragon Warrior 1 along with the game, because kids didn't really like RPGs, so they were like, oh, we'll just give it away for free. Low G-Man. And yeah, you couldn't actually sign your name, you had to pick like an agent number. So, you know, you couldn't even get credited for putting in the tips, basically. We'll take your work, we're not going to credit you. So, congratulations to Nintendo for successfully leveraging the work of children. Silver Surfer passwords, oh boy. This one's a real challenger. You mean bad. It's bad. Bad is the word you're looking for. But yeah, you would send in your own codes or tips, and then you would have to pick a number. Little Mermaid. I actually have this game. Like a physical copy. It's not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. Yikes! Shark bait! This was when Capcom was doing all the Disney tie-in games. Yeah, I don't know if they... I would have to see... I wonder if somebody's made a count of like how many Agent 420s and how many Agent 69s there were. Actually, I think Boix might have told me at one point that they couldn't allow 69. Like, they would just change it to a different number. This game was weird. It's not like a platformer. It's like... I don't know. I don't know what genre I would classify this game as. But yeah, this game is actually really short. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. Yeah. Game is super short. I guess you could say, yeah, it's almost like an adventure game. It's not a platformer, it's like an action game. Oh man, the Bill and Ted tie-in game! Never actually seen the Bill and Ted movies, like any of them. Check out the good stuff. Pudding cups, firecrackers, my highly dangerous textbook, boombox. Historical dudes are different every game. Call Cleopatra, 555-9509. Extremely pixelated Keanu Reeves. Keys are limited! Crazed jailer dudes try to lock you up, but if you have a key, you'll get out of jail free. Oh, I love pixelated Keanu Reeves. Yeah, Bill and Ted is a roguelike. The historical dudes better take the bait. God, this is painfully 90s. This is actually like a really light article compared to the other one, compared to the Robin Hood one. It's like, here's a map. Good luck. God, this entire article, like this entire feature, is written in next historical dude or babe. They also did this a lot, where they just wouldn't tell you anything in the last chapter of the game. Because I guess they wanted to keep it a secret. Alright, this is where shit gets weird, because this is like an insert. And this is when the Super Nintendo was still yet to be released. Check out the rotation and the scaling. So these are the games in the works for the Super Nintendo. Let's see if there's any unreleased games here. It's gonna load the high-res version of this. Here are shots of 29 games that may make their way to the Super NES. They range from rumors to sure things. Wait, if they're rumors, why do they have pictures of them? Alright, so Super Mario World. Yeah, ActRaiser was pretty early. F-Zero. Zelda 3. Oh, look at this beta shot. The HUD is really different. The lamp looks weird. Yeah, I heard a rumor that they're making a Mario game for this Nintendo console. Pilot Wings, Play Action Football, Gradius 3, Super Bases Loaded, Super R-Type, Augusta Golf. I think this is Darius Twin. Final Fight. Yeah, Draken. I think there's an extra H in the final title. SimCity. I know they actually found the SimCity NES beta. ActRaiser, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Legend of Mystical Ninja, Jumbo Ozaki's Hole-in-One. I do not recall that game. I feel like I would have remembered that name. Maybe they changed the name for the North American release. Castlevania 4, Populous, UN Squadron, Super Ultra Baseball. I think this is actually Baseball Simulator 1.0 or whatever. It must have changed the name. Battle Dodgeball. Oh, this is a Gundam. This is one of those Gundam SD Gundam games. Yeah, I don't think this ever came out. It was localized to Hal's Hole-in-One Golf. Okay. Because yeah, they were they would preview games that we never actually got. Like, we got a preview on the original Mother, which we never got. A lot of games that only came out in Japan, they would preview them. I don't know what the hell Gadolin is. What is Gadolin? I don't recognize this game, or the name. Maybe they changed that. SD Great Battle, another Bandai localization licensing rights hell game. Ultraman. We actually did get this Ultraman game because it was just Ultraman. It wasn't like all the franchises coming in for a huge party. It kind of looks like Seventh Saga, but I think it was called Elnard in Japan. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this game is not like great, but it is one of the rare like Toku games we got super early in the. I think it actually predated Power Rangers. Big Run. Don't know what this is. Yeah, there's a FF2, not 4. This is the second Final Fantasy game. I don't know what you're talking about. Bombusel. Didn't we get this on the Virtual Console or the Switch Online stuff? D-Force. Yeah, this a lot of these are probably beta shots, so not final. Ah, oh god. Time to try and figure out the big characters and lots of them. Sorry, big characters and lots of them. One of the abilities that can be acquired in ActRaiser from NX is called the Gift of Music. Ah. Yeah, this was like a weird insert, so it's scanned a little strangely. It's got sound. Wait, did they rescan this? Oh, they must have gotten like a little closer scan. Get better detail on all these. Oh, Metroid! Coming soon for Game Boy, produced by Nintendo of America. Oh god, how many typefaces are in this? Coming soon for Game Boy, produced by Nintendo of America Incorporated, starring Samus Aran. Yeah, Samus kind of has titty armor in this picture, actually. And she's got like a squashed head. I guess they didn't have the title finalized, so they just like, Metroid Game Boy soon. This was the poster, so it would have been No, this is the Game Boy version. The secret was already out. Alright, time for the Game Boy special feature. Everybody's favorite Game Boy games like Dick Tracy, Navy SEALs, Altered Space, Sneaky Snakes, Info Genius, Blades of Steel, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Okay, I think we're back to the standard aspect ratio here. I wonder if you have to call the hotline in this game. The Weasel, smart guy, stupid, greasy, psycho. But enough about my stream. Because in the NES version of this game, there was actually a real-life phone number that you had to call to solve a puzzle. And as you might imagine, that hotline is now... I want to say it was a phone sex hotline. But I don't know what it is now. Now I'm really mad. My Jessica's been kidnapped, high-napped, in prison, and I don't know what else. You wouldn't want to miss a star. You wouldn't want to miss meeting a star like Baby Herman. Catch him in Valiant's office. Benny the cab can help you see all the sights, both on the road and above it. Hang on. Yeah, just here's a map. Good luck. Oh, they actually show you. Okay. They put the actual points on a different page. Yeah, it was you got to have phone sex with Roger Rabbit. Oh, baby, here we go. When they tried to push the Game Boy as like a productivity suite. Or we're getting the high-res version so we can get in there real close. So they tried to do this series of like, not edutainment, but I guess like personal organizer style things for the Game Boy. Let me actually expand this. I think it's going off the page. And the idea was that you would bring your Game Boy, and rather than play games on it, you could use it as like a translator, a spell checker, organizer, alarm clock, whatever. And calculator. I think this actually has like a currency converter as well. Can't be government. It has too many letters. I don't think you were allowed to pull out your Game Boy and start spell checking on Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, spell checker. Yeah, I think there was actually a Game Boy Bible. And then there's a travel guide. I wonder how many of these are actually relevant now. Because apparently it shows like hotels and restaurants in Seattle and cities and stuff. Oh, whoop, hold on. Sorry, I dragged it off the screen. Like, the problem is with the way this thing is laid out, I can't really fit to screen because then it's going to be completely invisible. Below, we've displayed some of what Seattle has to offer. Super B Motel. Oh, baby. The Westlake Center. Okay, the Space Needle, I'm sure that still is there. Marchand's Cafe. We even pick price ranges, too. And cuisines. God, I kind of want to download this ROM and see, like, what if any of these businesses are still open. That aren't, like, you know, obviously, like, Statue of Liberty that's still there. Oh, spelled awesome wrong. Should use a spell checker. It's supposed to be AWE. Fucked up. I'd better hurry. I don't want to be late for the Knicks game. Fuck the Knicks. Fiesta, mañana, sombrero, gitano, escuela. Actually, isn't that supposed to be mañana? Can't tell if it has a little wiggly N. It does. Let's go, baby. Love the Mets. Yeah, I think it actually has like currency conversion as well. Trying to get this lined up. I'd like some chicken. Quisiera pollo. Has such handy phrases as where's the nearest hospital, where's the nearest doctor, and where's the nearest delicatessen. That's all you need. I don't like this guy's face. I mean, for its time, it would have been probably pretty helpful. Don't need this chunk of the page. That can go. Yeah, good. Just good luck keeping your Game Boy on hand, because the original ones were a little chunky. Parlez-vous Française? Probably want to spell that correctly in your advertisement for the game. Bonjour, au revoir, frère, château, école. It's got currency and metric conversions, phone directory, appointments, calendar, world time, 800 numbers. What if the Roger Rabbit number's in there? Calculator, notepad, oh god. Imagine writing anything that is more than like a sentence on this thing. How much will that... Hang on. How much less will that hot new CD be if it's marked 25% off? If it started at $12.95, you'd save $3.24. God, how much are CDs now? Do they still even sell CDs? An interview with Fortune 500. Let me check my calendar. It looks like my next opening is on July 9th, 2001. Let's do lunch. This sure beats flipping burgers. God, if they would have said like September 11th, 2001, that would have been so fucking dark. Yeah, what's the task of this game like? Has anybody even tried to task this game, I wonder? Sneaky Snakes, Nibbly World! Actually, wasn't this, what's it called? Snake Rattle and Roll spin-off? CDs are either $5 or $25 these days. Other nibble areas. Time's up. This chopper will start to chase you when the timer runs out. That's terrifying. You're about to die. Or you're almost out of time, but Axe is going to try to kill you. Navy SEALs, tie-in movie. Nobody really played this. Oh my god, it's a full feature. Who the fuck played Navy SEALs on the Game Boy? Dick Tracy, again, who played Dick Tracy on the Game Boy. Oh, let's look at the most wanted list. Yeah, it's the shoulders, the brow, prune face, flat top. Whenever it does this, it's just loading the high res version of it. Shoulders, the brow, prune face, flat top, big boy caprice. Didn't Dick Tracy have like a plot line where they adopted a kid from the moon or some shit? Chunks McKenzie. Stinky Boy. Altered Space. Oh, wasn't this, not Phalanx. What was that 3D isometric game called on the NES? The one with a really good soundtrack. Was it Phalanx? Solstice, thank you. I wonder if they got, what's his name? I'm blanking on the guy who does the really good music to do the music for this game. Oh my god. Tim Follin, thank you. God, I feel bad for the person who had to stitch all this together in like 90s Photoshop. Must have been a nightmare. The circuit breaker is nice to have, but nearly impossible to get. Blades of Steel. Wonder if this has the Blades of Steel voice clip. Oh, they even have the code specifically for Game Boy. Mercenary Force. Oh right, Mercenary Force was like that weird shoot 'em up hybrid where you hired people. Lock and Chase Burai Fighter Deluxe. I like when they show the scores, they rarely went under like 3. I think it went from like 1 to 5, and if you ever went under 3, like, you really fucked up. They didn't even give the Info Genius games any challenge, what the hell? NHL Hockey and Hyper Zoom. I mean, that probably looked pretty cool at the time. It was like Mode 7. Oh, coming soon, Prince of Persia and Final Fantasy Legend 2. And yeah, they would have the rankings. People would vote for like their favorite games and they would put in rankings. High-speed pinball with all the extras. Are these real? Oh, they are. They are real. I was gonna say, please let this be another Bobson Dugnut fake baseball player situation. But no, these are actual baseball players. Lou Gehrig. These ones at least look a little bit better than the Robin Hood portraits did. And that's surprising considering this is on the Game Boy. Over Horizon. Over Horizon from Hot... I've heard the name Hot B before. I want to say it showed up when I was doing like a SNES ROM pit stream. THQ's Videomation. Oh, here we go. Oh no, you do actually win the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. You get a trip to Nintendo headquarters where you get to pick up your very own Super Nintendo, one of the first ones to reach the US. Probably get to go meet all the game counselors. And you get Game Boys, joysticks. These were awful, by the way. These are probably worth more than the joysticks or the Game Boys, honestly. And then, yeah, here we go. The counselor's corner. They didn't actually have the pictures of the counselors here yet. Oh no, here they are. Here we go. I need to do like a mullet counter. Because there were a lot of mullets in the gameplay counselor profiles. Let's go look. Ken Swatman. Hobbies: rock climbing, playing guitar, hiking. Best accomplishment: completed Batman with one life. Favorite NES game: Batman. All right, I don't think I would really consider that a mullet. Well, yeah, this is almost like Guy Fieri without the spike tips. If you've ever seen a picture of Guy Fieri without the hair, it looks a lot like him actually. Joyce Davis. Hobbies: cooking, playing Nintendo games. Best NES accomplishment: finished Legend of Zelda in 4 hours. Favorite NES game: Legend of Zelda. Seen a lot of that. Hobbies: listening to music, dancing, reading, eating pizza. Finished The Legend of Zelda without a sword. Bruce was already doing the swordless runs before, hold on. I just realized I can't see. Favorite NES game: Mega Man 2 and Wally Blake. Hobbies: Nintendo! Finished Bionic Commando with 1 life. Favorite NES games: Dragon Warrior 2 and Final Fantasy. My dude was into the RPGs. I wonder what Wally Blake is doing now. I wonder if Wally Blake has a Twitch stream. There's a pretty good chance. Alright. Unfortunately, the way like the plugin for this thing zooms in, it's a little awkward to use. I would have used a pre-downloaded version, but unfortunately the PDFs did not look good. I'm waiting for your letters. Now here we go. So the top 30. A lot of these would rarely change. Once like a really big game like Mario or Zelda came out, they would just live here for the rest of the time until the new system came out. Drop from the top 10? Yet. Not as long as so many players are lining up to play. The Simpsons was in 5th? Wow. That is impressive. Oh, that's right. They also had the listings for like the dealers, like the retailers. Yeah, Caveman Games in 23rd. Congratulations to Caveman Games. Better Than Wizardry, Little Nemo, Maniac Mansion, Super Seed, DuckTales. I guess it probably would have been, yeah, a lot of people buying the shitty... Well, TMNT 2 was decent. That was a pretty good port of the arcade game. But like The Simpsons doing well, that was absolutely just the name recognition. Caveman Games in 8th. Apparently Caveman Games did really well. Better than like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's pretty funny. The points are basically just like... I'm not entirely sure how it works, but basically, like, the players and pros generally vote based on the games they enjoyed. And I think the pros were just people who work for Nintendo Power. And then dealers were like, you know, what games they, like, sold the most of or how well they did. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, Nobunaga's a bitch. We got a lot of the old Koei strategy games, actually, in English. Like, we got the Koei strategy game based on the Revolutionary War, of all things, which was interesting. Celebrity profile, Marsha Warfield. Oh man, Night Courts. Marsha says there are many similarities between Roz and herself, but she's more playful in real life than her character. Take, for instance, Nintendo, says Marsha of her favorite pastime. I don't think Roz could get into Super Mario Bros. 3 like I do. God, I don't even think any kids I knew watched Night Courts. Even at the time. Marsha built upon her early success in roles with roles in Riptide, DC Cap, Caddyshack 2, and co-starred with Cher in Mask. Not The Mask. Was Cher in the... No. There is actually a Nintendo contest where you could win a part to be like an extra in the sequel to The Mask, which, spoiler alert, that never happened. Marsha says her favorite game in the moment is Super Mario Bros. 3 and offers the following advice. Get the magic whistles as quickly as possible and skip the worlds you're not good at. As for her ultimate video game, Marsha says it would include playing around the words and what else? Jokes! And then here's where they would have the leaderboards, I guess, the high scores for whatever. A lot of these were just, you had to finish the game. Like all these Double Dragon, Dragon Warrior. Just finish. That's all you gotta do. I want to say there's actually, like... I want to say Steve Wozniak submitted a score here. Probably a couple of video game industry names you'll see here, honestly. And yeah, apparently 4 people finished Immortal. Congratulations. 5 people, I guess, because Boix just did it the other day. Trying to see if there's any names that I recognize. Not really seen any. Oh, there's more. Hold up. Mega Man 3, Narc. Chris Ode going ham on Narc, goddamn. Pinbot, Doris, just smoking everybody else here. Deny the science, man. Yeah, Boix just finished The Immortal. 2 people submitted for Pipe Dreams. And Stephanie Boyd absolutely destroyed poor Scott Penner. Oh yeah, they had specific rules. Because you had to have the picture of the screen, and on top of that, you had to have the picture of the console. Although, actually, no, they didn't have the rules yet. No, they didn't have the game, because they actually updated this later on down the line to specifically say you had to have a picture of your console with the game in and powered on at the time as well. Because I think they realized people were starting to use Game Genies to just submit fake scores. Tetris, other Tetris. 565,000, wow. Haven't people just, like, counterstopped now, get 99999? You don't need to witness, like, Twin Galaxy. Thank God. Twin Galaxy is such a mess, man. Just around the corner, Defenders of Dynatron City. This is a Lucasfilm game, apparently. From Konami. Free NFT Konami. I hate that I have to say that. Wait, why does it say Konami and then it's showing pictures of Star? I guess they just said Konami is making some games. Contra Force, aka Contra 3. That wasn't Contra 3. Ninja Turtles 3. Oh, I guess Konami made Star Trek? What the fuck? Wild. Ninja Gaiden 3. Treasure Master. Oh man. Let's look at the Treasure Master article. Yeah, King's Quest V. We mentioned American Softworks Treasure Master Game Pack before, but we recently got some top secret details on this amazing game in promotion. This will be the first NES game where you can actually win prizes by playing it to the finish. The game pack will be released in the fall, and everyone will have time to master it. When you finish the game, you'll reach a point where you can enter a special password. In February of 1992, American Softworks will reveal the password that will allow you to play the secret portion of the game. The first person to finish the secret level and call in will win a $25,000 bond. Many of those who finish later will still be eligible for prizes. The sooner you finish, the better prize. As you can imagine, the code is top secret, and the password system has been proven uncrackable by MIT and the CIA. Oh my god. Did Newbie just say Diskwasher? Oh fuck, I want to be at MagFest. You might be thinking of, I think it was like Treasure Quest or something on the Atari. But yeah, they planned on doing, I think, 4 games. They only did 1, maybe 2. But yeah, they tried to do the games as a contest service thing a couple times, and it didn't really do super well. They made all the prizes, but they didn't distribute them. Because I remember, I think I read an article, the last 2 never came out, so there's probably just like a weird golden jeweled sword sitting around somewhere. Wolverine, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Roger Clemens Baseball, Trog, Wizards and Warriors 3, Sword Quest, thank you. Gossip Galore, Kung Fu 2. Hammer and Harry. I know Hammer and Harry is a revamped version of a Japanese game. Ultima Warriors of Destiny, based on Ultima 5, Snow Brothers. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 2, Uncharted Waters. Yeah, Koei made a lot of simulation games. One of them was melted down and sold by the owner to pay for college. Hell yeah. Natsumi didn't have their two NES titles, Super NES titles finishing up the show, and Taxan will also take a show off to concentrate on development. Next month, Super NES preview, Ninja Gaiden 3, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge. And there's Gail Tilden, who I believe is the voice of Peach in Mario 64. I think she recorded that bit. I think she might still work at Nintendo, actually. She's been there forever. Oh, right, yeah, they actually talk about how they can't, they cannot include the actual rights for the licenses to the actors. So, like, Robin Hood does not look like Kevin Costner in the game or on the cover to this magazine because they don't have the rights. Michael Keaton didn't like the Batman, or his agents didn't like the Batman poster because it made his face look fat. So the ImageSoft was asked to rework its character hairline in its upcoming game, Hudson Hawk, too much, because it looked too much like Bruce Willis. Well, we can't use this game. I know there are a lot of rules about that, but it's just so dumb to me to be like, it looks too much like the actual actor. Alright. Let's see August 91. Or maybe we'll go a little later. Where's Waldo? That is actually a Bethesda game. That is true. Let's go to December 1993. Let's say it's like Christmas 93. I would have been like 6 years old, I think. We're moving into the Super Nintendo era now. What was the cover on this one? Aladdin. Super NES Clay Fighter. Oh yeah, here we go. The superpower stamps. These ones are not the stamps they're talking about, by the way. Oh, here we go. Fighting games. Let's see what people have to say about which Street Fighter you thought was the baddest of them all. Ryu is the most well-rounded fighter. I asked 30 people this, and 19 said Ryu. The others picked Ken. The only thing different about them is the speed and who's stronger. Tony Street Fighter 2, Shu. Malcolm beat him in a day, fine. Every well-educated person should know that if you want results, choose Guile. He is the most versatile fighter. He can destroy a fighter in the ground, on the ground, and in the air. Besides, you gotta love the hair. Chun-Li's the best. Her best moves will defeat anyone with the Kikoken. She is unstoppable. I've found that the Flash... Sorry, I need to do this in the... First up, I need to fix this so it actually shows up here. This isn't Super Turbo. This is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Turbo was the one with Akuma. Or not... Yeah, no, that had Akuma. This was the one that had the increased speed, but like it didn't have Cammy or DJ or any of the other newer characters yet. This is on archive.org. I found that the flash-kicking Guile consistently wins the most fights, even though I personally prefer Chun-Li. I can't wait to get Street Fighter 2 Turbo so I can cream Guile with Vega. Ryan Fighter Holloway. Guile, Ryu, and Ken are the most skilled world warriors and consistently win more matches. Chun-Li is by far the most skilled player. Her lightning kick is easy to do and is extremely effective. Her high jumping makes it easy to avoid others' moves and easy to attack from above. The whirlwind kick will take any opponent by surprise. What more can I say? Chun-Li is the choice. Chun-Li is the best Street Fighter. Her moves are some of the easiest to learn, and she's unique, being the only woman fighter. Plus, she's fighting for a good reason, to avenge her father. She's a good, strong fighter and can jump off the wall, an ability no other fighter has. Chun-Li is awesome. And this was before Vega had the wall jump stuff as well. Dhalsim is definitely the best. He's not only the thinnest, he can outstretch his body and breathe fire. Who's the best fighter? I don't care. I play against anyone with any player and I obliterate them. I like to use different players that are a challenge to use. A match with me using Chun-Li or Blanc is over too soon, with me victorious as usual. So try using different characters that you've never used before and master them. Brian Lambrecht, history's first recorded try to master different movements. The first ever. Oh, let's see the WWF SummerSlam contest winner. Brian says, fuck you if you pick a top tier. I'll kick your ass with anybody. Devin Kennedy from Portland, Oregon was selected as the lucky grand prize winner of the Players Polo Contest from Volume 49. The Palace at Auburn Hills, just out of Detroit, was the location for WWF SummerSlam. Televised on pay-per-view, the event drew thousands of pro wrestling fans, and Devin brought along his mom, Donna, and his cousin, Ian Findlay. Part of the prize package including meeting some of the pro wrestlers and playing WWF Royal Rumble against them. Devin first got in the video ring with Razor Ramon and promptly proceeded to body slam the Bruiser without mercy. Tatanka was Devin's next victim. The match was closer, but it was clear that Devin would again emerge from the ring victorious. Devin took care of Razor Ramon in no time flat, playing LJN's WWF Royal Rumble Super NES game. Fortunately, he took his defeat graciously. 2 pictures. Yeah, I want to see Brian Lambrecht, and I want to see him play fighting games now. Oh no, I imagine a lot of the wrestlers from this era have now retired. Your body cannot physically keep up with that demand. Here's another Capcom Disney game, actually. Yeah, everybody had their own preference. Oh, the other one's better. The Genesis version's the best because it has a sword. I never actually played the Genesis version. Or died. No, Brian Lambrecht is the guy who says he's really, really good at, like, Smash Brothers because he beat his friends once, and then he shows up to a tournament and gets annihilated. The question is whether or not he shit-talks afterwards. So if he shit-talks afterwards, then yes, he goes at scrub quotes. But yeah, they're doing the thing again where they don't tell you, like, the rest of the game. NHL Stanley Cup. I'm gonna say this is 93 because they made a 94 version, I think. It's a sports game. You want to play as the Quebec Nordiques? I was about to say the Winnipeg Jorts. It's not the Winnipeg Jorts. Oh, baby Clay Fighter. Wacky, weird, wild. Alright, let's look at the movesets. We got Bad Mr. Frosty, he's got the snowball, the shoulder charge, the snow slide. Oh god. Game was like so aggressively 90s. Taffy Whack Punch, Crunch Punch, Taffy Whack Kick, Taffy Tornado. Motto, Stretch. Motto, Destroy. Motto, Chill. God. I'm surprised they didn't just use the clay models they made for this game. Yeah, the Clay Fighter games, visually they weren't bad. Like, the idea of, like, doing pre-rendered clay was pretty cool. It's just that the actual gameplay was not great. This was no Street Fighter. Not even Mortal Kombat. Also, they did not bring back Blue Suede Goo for probably for legal reasons. Yeah, Brian would absolutely destroy me in Clay Fighter. He would pick all the challenging characters. But yeah, like, in terms of, like, visual design, this is actually pretty cool. It's a shame that the actual game was not great. Pretty cool! Daffy Duck the Marvin Mishicot, I don't even... There were so many licensed games, man. Freeze gun, electricity gun, three-way gun, bomb gun, antimatter gun, fuel, nutty attack. Woo, woo! Look, maybe Brian is in chat right now. Maybe Brian is just sitting there waiting to, like, catch me in fucking Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear or something. He's just been sitting there training the entire time. Weird movement. Sea surprise. Gear up. Bubble bonus. Oh no. I think an insert's coming up. Here's the poster. Here's half of Mega Man. Coming soon to your Super NES from Capcom. Oh god, the Nestor's Adventures thing is back. And they actually really brought this, kept this going for a while, huh? Oh, you want to see some dated references? Hold on. Jurassic Park. What happened? You run out of Barney Chow? We lost power and a few of the dinosaurs broke out. These are wild animals. That's why we need these prods. This thing wouldn't stop the Energizer Bunny. You shouldn't have done that. They've been trained. You train them to sneeze on command? We had a date on Letterman. Stay near the trees where it's safe. Why? More stupid dinosaur tricks? No, that's where we serve the T-Rex's lunch. Can he see us? Sure, he just hates vegetables. I guess my carrot top finally paid off. Barney Chow, Jesus Christ. Oppa Barney style. Battle cars. I told you there were going to be some dated references. Like, this is a product of the early 90s. God, this just kind of feels... Was this before Rock and Roll Racing? Metalhead Mike from Neutroid. How can you get to drive the boss car in the one-player mode? Only a patient and winning driver will be rewarded with this mystery feature. Who gets to drive the boss car? It could be you. Planets and Tracks. Catmandu with Dirty Knuckle Ned. Meltdown with Dr. Diana. Fuji with Maniacal Mariko. Nuevo Vegas with Buffed Bachmed. And whatever's going on down here. Who knows where you'll end up. This was after Rock and Roll Racing. Yeah, there was a lot of, like, weird Barney hate. Oh, the Super Scope. I think Yoshi Safari is actually the first game where they call her Princess Peach and not Toadstool. God, the exposure. I imagine a lot of these were probably just captured off of their monitors. Because, like, you can see some of the CRT. Yeah, I wonder if they didn't work properly with their capture equipment or something. Metal Combat, Falcon's Revenge, T2 arcade game. Was Revolution X compatible with the Super Scope? I think it might have been. There's a prince in this game. And only this game. And then he never shows up again. Oh god, that's right. Bowser had his mecha suit in this one. I like Yoshi's face here. Holy shit, it's Bowser. No, Revolution X is on the SNES. Unfortunately. It's not Dio, it's Discount Dio. It's Devo. Yeah, they made a bunch of Super Scope games, tried to make it a thing. Yeah, you can play Yoshi Safari on an emulator. You have mouse plugins for a lot of them now. Terminator 2. This guy staring at you every time. Your top score. Hold on. Hold on a second here. I need to go look at this. Your top scores are recorded as long as you don't turn off the power. You couldn't even spring for the battery backup. Take a picture, it will actually last longer. A couple of games actually did that. I think the Jurassic Park Super Nintendo game did that too. Because there was no battery backup. Oh, I see this Titus logo. I see that shitty... I don't think I've ever played a Titus game that I liked. They are, in general, bad. Alright, let's keep an eye out for the agent numbers. See if we can find Agent 69 or Agent 420. Yoshi Safari hard mode. Wings 2 Aces High. Metal Combat. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Oh, weird. You can turn off the special moves. I didn't know you could do that. Range finish. Finish off your opponent in the first round any way you can. During the second round, you must run your opponent's power meter all the way down without the finish him flashing across the screen. Use Sub-Zero's freeze to make the finish him appear, hit him with the finishing move. Sub-Zero will shatter the ice around his opponent and leave the body standing. I feel like that's probably just a fuck up that they did from censoring the game. Oh, Kendo Rage. Quick end code. Anytime while playing the game, you can turn to the title screen by holding L, R, select, and start. A couple of games actually had that. They still had NES codes in this. The town, create characters until you're told to erase one. When you leave, you'll lose all of your gold, but your character will gain 8 combat spells. Handy. Freebo. Oh, right, if you save while the rupees are counting down, they don't actually get taken from you. Bomb arrows. This was actually a pretty cool trick. You equip bombs and arrows at the same time and you can shoot bombs. Then grab the guy. You can grab the dude in the conveyor belt game if you bring Marin. This trick doesn't do much for you, but it's fun to try out. Oh, here we go, Star Fox comic. God, that's right, there was like the weird fox girl that Fox was in love with. And Andross had a clone and they talked and like they bickered with each other. It was weird. Also, this is a weird layout. What are you going on about? What, you don't remember? She was the most beautiful creature in the Lilat system, so why should I care? Why do they disagree? Something went wrong in the transformation. Physically, they're identical, but their minds are different. She's in danger. What are you doing? Are you insane? Reminder, these are two Androsses just arguing with each other. I've never seen a core base I couldn't toast. Yeah, Fox had a mother in this one. And, like, apparently Andross may have killed her. I don't know. The comics are... Ooh, look at this. Look at this Fox panel. Hold up. Get a good shot of Fox with, after he drinks some Ecto Cooler real quick. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Forgive me, Vixie. I was young, in love, and had a spare bomb. god, that's right, there was a pig robot too. I think this is actually the same artist who did the Metroid comics. They did a lot of work for them, actually. No more Mr. Nice Ape, Zazap. They do keep the plot line of Andross throwing Fox's dad into the black hole, though. Jesus Christ, Fox, calm down. I want to see Fox go sicko mode in the game.
I've never seen high/6, so.
I accidentally hit the.
I'm not and pro
text-to-speech
6/Fox. He's boiling over /A. Yes.
No, stop. This is Fox going sicko mode. Boiling over! Aspect ratio is a little weird, so it's probably going to be a little awkward to keep this thing, like, centered. The dancing insector and Herbert are escaping. Herbert was the pig robot, by the way. Yeah, the art was not bad, like... I think the same artist did the Link's Adventure comic as well. Possibly the Mario one? Follow me, Herbert. Oink. Also, I don't know if this... Yeah, this is Benimaru Ito. They did a lot of the comics for, like, not Nintendo Power. I think they were, like, originally Japanese anthologies or something. I don't know if this goes any further in, like, the actual series, but it just kind of is like, oh, he's in the black hole. My dad's gonna kill him. Alright, here's the, Okay, here we go, yeah, so this is where they started saying, you need to include this system in your photo, because people are using Game Genies. Can you defeat Chaos with 4 white wizards in your party? It will take some careful planning to succeed. How soundly can you beat Master Joe, the top-ranked player? How low can you keep your body score and still defeat the game? Can you finish the game without picking up any extra hearts? Hut. Alright, let's look at the, Oh no. Chad, I just saw something very sad. So, imagine you're real proud of just beating Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Like, you're just pleased as punch, and you finally did it, you take your picture, send it off to Nintendo Power, you wait a few months, and then they finally do it, and they spell your name as Brain Bauer instead of Brian Bauer. I want to give a shout out to Brain Bauer. Fastest time to Doom Castle. This is probably absolutely pathetic by modern speedrun standards, but you know what? For 1993, this is pretty good. If his name is actually Brain, then I'm sorry. Because everybody must assume it's Brian. Also, shoutouts to the very, very dedicated Bart's Nightmare players and Super Star Wars players. Yoshi. Brain Bauer. Tom and Jerry! "10 levels, a difficult adventure." I'm just thinking about that Tom and Jerry Dead by Daylight clone now. The mobile game. The Chinese one. Tom and Jerry, Frantic Antics. Oh, that's right, they work together in this one. Yo, Ballistic Waffles, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes. Oh, this is the Game Boy of Mega Man 4, that's right. They had the weird split in the Game Boy games because they weren't equivalent to the one they were based off, the NES. Like, Mega Man 4 has Toadman, it's got, like, some of the bosses, but then it has other stuff in there as well. Like, I want to say usually they split bosses between games, and then they also have, like, the weird Ballade Quint. Probably pronounced Ballad, but... Bright Man, Pharaoh Man, Ring Man. Yeah, and then Charge Man, Napalm Man, Stone Man, Crystal Man. Dr. Willy. No, it is good that the portable games have unique stuff. Oh shit, it's Mega Man 6. Who could this Mr. X guy be? I believe actually the guy who drew Dustman for Mega Man 4 is the guy who would later go on to do the art for One Punch Man. And I want to say this game, I think Nightman was designed by a kid from Quebec. And then, I think this is like the only game that they accepted North American winners of the design contest. Was it Crystal Man? I thought it was Dustman. It might have been both. He might have done more than one. Tomahawk Man. Yamato Man, Nightman. Nay! True boss, false boss. That's right, because Mega Man 6, for whatever reason, had the fake and real boss. Coming next month, Mega Man X. Yeah, here it is. The Nightman was the kid from Quebec, and then Windman was from Pennsylvania. Yeah, Dustman. I was right. It's not like we're giving anything away here. Mr. X doesn't really exist. It's Dr. Wily? What? What? I like that they don't even attempt to hide it. Oh, here we go. This... Holy shit, Oliver Russell? Sorry, I need to look at this guy's picture real quick. Holy fuck. Dungeon Master is not the name of the game. That's Oliver Russell's title right here. Look at this guy. My dude absolutely plays tabletop. 1000%. My dude plays tabletop, probably brews his own mead. And then you got Jeff Lind, who just... Jeff Lind. Yeah, I think at this point the mullets had mostly faded. Why should I go fishing? I mean, you'd need an excuse. Oh, baby! Captain Novolin and Rex Ronan, Experimental Surgeon, double feature. Rhea Systems to the rescue! Let's learn about diabetes. Oh, they have the original design? Hold up, I want to see the original. There it is. There's Nightman. God, I remember seeing screenshots of like the Rex Ronan game, and I thought that was actually pretty cool. And then the game is actually pretty bad. How do do we get the message across but still have it look and feel like a regular game? I don't know, maybe make a regular game first, and then make it about diabetes? Check your feet. The trick was to make a fun game that taught something valuable without players realizing that they were learning. I don't know. I feel like when you interrupt the game and be like, my glucose levels are low. What should I eat to increase my glucose levels? It's a little on the nose. You might actually be learning something. All right, let's read this bit about future games they want to make here. Because I just saw something very, very powerful there. Raya Systems has other projects in the works, too, including Bronchi the Bronchiosaurus, which is coming for the Super NES in 1994 to teach kids self-management skills for dealing with asthma, and the AIDS Avenger, which sends players on a mission to correct misconceptions about HIV and AIDS. Splat the Safety Cat, another Super NES game in the works, stars Cool Clever Splat. Sorry, did you not catch that? The AIDS Avenger. If funding comes through, the company hopes to produce even more games focusing on health and social issues. Captain Novolin was introduced last summer at diabetes camps across the country to kids that were amazed that they were game just for them. Raya Systems now hopes to produce a second diabetes game, tentatively titled Camp Insulin, and Sean Valdez, an 8-year-old boy who attended Paul Newman's Hole-in-the-Wall Gang camp for children with life-threatening illnesses, is the inspiration for another possible game about dealing with leukemia. He described his dream in a game that let him fight leukemia cells in I Will Sing, Voices from the Hole-in-the-Wall Gang. Camp. Thanks to Raya Systems, some kids with special medical needs are having their dreams come true. The AIDS Avenger!
IND facts go hand in hand, they have to...
Oh, I can't just have it say the one. I can't imagine why the AIDS Avenger game got cancelled. I could not tell you why. The AIDS Avenger. Anyway, Tetris 2. Who wants to play some Tetris 2? Yeah, I imagine the AIDS Avenger never really had much to go for on the Super Nintendo. So this game is not actually like Tetris 2, they just called it that. It's called Tetris Flash. It's this weird game where like you have to bomb the blocks. It's not very good, yeah, I agree with Admiral. It is Tetris, but like a weird fucked up version of it. Yeah, it's no Hatris, it's no Kentris. The color bonus really boosts your score. God, they can't even get a new panel. It's just the same drawing over and over again. And Buckley-ass professor. Oh, look, he's turned slightly in this one. Wetrix is good, but it wasn't out yet. It can be tempting to look at the other side of the screen to survey the damage you're doing, but if you do, it's very possible that you'll miss your next golden opportunity. Doesn't like every good puzzle game player watch the other side of the screen to see what's going on? Oh, it's time for the players poll, hell yeah. Let's get some superpower stamps. What do you think of the new superpower supplies and superpower stamps? I think they're great. I like them. They're okay. I hate them. I don't understand how they work. How do you like the merchandise that is offered in the superpower supplies catalog? It's all really cool. I like some of the stuff. Couldn't find anything I like. Catalog? What catalog? Do you plan on getting a friend to join the Superpower Club so you can get extra superpower stamps? Yes, as many friends as I can. I'll try, but I'm not sure they'll join. I can't think of any friends that want to join. I'm not a subscriber yet. So this is required by law. This isn't just for fun. For reasons I'm not 100% sure on. But yeah, everything had like a trivia question just to make sure that it was I think it was so it's considered like a test of skill and not like an actual like lottery. Probably it. This one wasn't filled out though. Alright. This month's Nintendo Power Contest, the Dinosaur Dig. Going on a real dinosaur dig with Dr. Dinosaur Jack Horner, technical consultant for Jurassic Park. Going on a real dig with Dr. Horner at his research site in Bozeman, Montana. Get a VIP tour of the Museum of the Rockies and its labs. Go on a llama trek through Yellowstone National Park. And a Jurassic Park game pack from Ocean for the system of your choice. And then second prize, you just get the game and you get castings of a T-Rex tooth Troodon egg, official museum patch, autographed copy of Digging Up Dinosaurs by Dr. Horner, co-authored by Dr. Horner, and one of the games. And then third prize, I think, was always Nintendo Power t-shirts. This is better than some of the contests they'll give, I'll say that much. Shoutouts to the kid who won the contest to be an extra in The Mask 2. Or the one where it was, I think, I want to say the Hudson Hawk contest, where they basically just met up with I think it was Bruce Willis. They just met him for like 5 minutes, had a handshake, got a picture, and then they left. Oh, Mortal Kombat must have just come out. I want it on Genesis, damn it. Yeah, this was right after Mortal Kombat came out then. Bubsy somehow doing pretty decent in the rankings here. Then Link's Awakening, Mario Land 2, Mario Land 1, The Simpsons. Regular Golf beating out Kirby's Pinball Land, Final Fantasy Adventure, Final Fantasy Legend. They apologize for the Mask 2 contest. Yeah. To be fair, I think they didn't have Jim Carrey signed on for the sequel yet, but they were going to make a sequel. Widget? Really? Ew. Alright, look for these releases. Oh, this is just a recap of everything in the issue. So they kind of condensed a lot of their reviews down, because originally there was a lot more, but now it's just kind of like one positive, one negative. Yeah, Skyblazer was very good. But yeah, every game had to have a positive and a negative of some kind, so like Lamborghini American Challenge, you can use the mouse and Super Scope controllers. No, Son of the Mask was not like related apparently, outside of having just the mask. You can use the Super NES mouse and Super Scope controllers. Good performance on the car. Steering with the mouse is awkward. The password is also awkward. I remember my friend had this game out to lunch. Wasn't incredible. Yeah, everybody like bragged about, oh, this is a 10 megabit game, like it meant anything to a kid. Nobunaga's Ambition. Championship Pool, Biometal. Oh, this is the game that, Biometal's a shmup with a soundtrack by, God, what was it? They licensed a bunch of music from... Who did the Jock Jams? It's basically Jock Jams. And it's very funny when you boot up the game. Games of the Future, Claymates. The sequel to Clay Fighter. Pirates of Dark Water, Excalibur 2097. This was a weird fighting game. Well, I think there was like a versus mode, but I think it was like a platformer. Fighter Stick SN. I don't feel like I've ever seen this. When the turbo power crank, you'll unleash up to 36 punches per second. Find me a game that lets you punch 36 times a second. I'll show you a Kuzo game. Winter Olympic Games, Shoplifter 3, Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, Chippendale 2, Spider-Man and X-Men, Ninja Turtles 3, Extreme. Oh yeah, they tried to do like a Nintendo system in planes. I like this this really early Ubisoft game. Ubisoft. Yeah, 36. It's weird. Howard Phillips. Howard Phillips, former Nintendo Fun Club president, has moved on from THQ to start up a new development team for Absolute in Redmond, Washington. Howard will be working close with Absolute's West Coast programming group headed by David Crane. Huh. I guess this is where they put all the like news and announcements that didn't really fit anywhere else in the magazine. Because David Crane, he did Pitfall, right? Oh yeah, that's right. They gave you trading cards. I don't know if these were random. Save big with these certificates worth $14, but only if you use them. You want a copy of Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo, or Nigel Mansell's World Championship, or Tetris 2 for the Game Boy? Oh, hold on, we got dub art. The nice thing is with my setup here, I don't have to add a separate source. It just goes in. Wicked cool! God, I wish that were me. God, I wish that were me. I wish I had a Capcom hat. No, I know it's meant to be me with a mullet, but like, I wish I had like a pink shirt and a Capcom hat. God, yeah, it kind of looks like Dark World John Romero. You know, thank you, Dubs. Under U.S. law, these really? No, it says coupon expires January 31st, 1994. Oh, I guarantee he had a mullet. Are there rules that say even if it says it expires, you have to honor it? Where the fuck are you going to buy a copy of Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing, like from a retailer? It's like, oh, I just clipped this out of my Nintendo Power. 2000s, they made it a coupon can't expire. I mean, you are welcome to try and get one of these coupons to work. If you can find somebody who will accept this coupon for a copy of Tetris 2 or Nigel Mansell's World Championship or Jurassic Park, I will be very impressed. And yeah, I guess you could... Here, it's like an NFT, except you get to use it as many times as you want. Take a picture. Screenshot this. Everybody gets a free coupon. Bam. 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 Enjoy. Play Domino's $25 million Nintendo Instant Win game. Get a free game card and free Twisty Bread. Something for nothing. Next issue, Mega Man X. Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter. Batman Animated Series. Rescue Ranger 2. Alright, so this was December 1993. Yeah, I know in Canada, gift cards, they cannot make those expire. What are we thinking? Do we go forward in time? Do we go back? This archive goes up to 1996, October. And they go back as far as 1988, July and August. Back, forward. Let's see what things were like in July 1994. This would have been my 7th birthday. Oh, baby. Fighting games. It's easier to eat 4 pounds of cafeteria meatloaf than beat someone who reads Nintendo Power. So here the 90s were really starting to kick in now. Getting their claws in. This is on archive.org. Just Google Nintendo Power. Read, you'll find it. Nintendo Power from November of 2001. I don't believe it's on archive. You might be able to find a copy of it elsewhere. Alright, so in this issue we got Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, Breath of File, Disney's Jungle Book, Sports Scene. Oh, Liberty Death, I was talking about that. Tetris 2 again? Tetris 2, stop, come on. Double Dragon 5, Tarzan, Jungle Book again, Space Invaders, Jeopardy Sports. Special feat. Oh, I remember the Secret of Mana special. This was really cool, actually. Okay. Time for the Player's Pulse. As I read through many of my magazines, I see only a real lack of reviews for 2 types of games. As anyone can clearly see, both the RPG and simulation games combined usually take up less than 1/10 of the pages in most Nintendo Power issues. Even then, most of the reviews are in Counselor's Corner and on occasion classified info. In contrast, I find that the emphasis on action, sports, and street fighting games to be far beyond the necessary limit if compared to RPGs. I especially find this aggravating when good games only receive 4 to 6 pages of review. For example, the review of 7th Saga didn't make the game look very impressive. When I bought the game, however, I was totally blown away. More credit should be given where credit is due. North American release of 7th Saga is a fucking trash. Don't play it. First off, I'd have to say that you should review more action games because they are the most popular, but I'd cut down the size of the maps and just show pictures of the trouble areas. You should do the opposite with RPGs because these types of games are more complicated and players tend to get lost a lot. As for sports and simulation games, I think a good 4 pages could be dedicated to them because these types of games should be played, not seen. Yo, Matt, thank you for the big raid. I hope your zhong was good today. We are about to look at the July 1994 issue for Nintendo Power, which features Super Street Fighter 2, so we're in for a treat. But yeah, thank you for the raid. If you're coming in from the raid, you're not already following me, please do so. It would help me out a whole bunch. Today we're looking at a bunch of old Nintendo Power games, or RPGs. But we also play games here. Just tonight is a bit of a kind of a side game. Alright, here's the envelope art showcase. Guile yelling "get over here" at Scorpion. Oh, look at Proto Man. Metroid, Kid Icarus. Oh, this is American Kirby. I'm playing with Power. And yo, follow Minimap, by the way. He's playing a lot of Mahjong in the next few days, so if you want to catch some Mahjong, learn how to play, definitely recommend. His name is there in chat. Just click him and then click the follow button. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to remember that his name has 3 T's in it. You can just click it. It's great. Give me RPGs, as about says it. My name is Sharon Kin, and I'm 50 years old. I don't think many 50-year-olds play action and shoot-'em-up games. I absolutely love role-playing games. Therefore, I feel you should review less action games, review more role-playing games. Role-playing games are much harder and take a lot more thinking. Action games, all you do is shoot and jump. Why take a whole section to tell someone when to jump, or how to shoot an enemy, when you could use a section for a map on games, such as 7th Saga? I purchased this magazine for help on RPGs, and I am highly disappointed. Oh my god. I can't believe Sharon Kin predated the Ego Raptor video, just jump and shoot. Yeah, it's old 7th Saga. It's something about the 7th Saga fans. They got the brain poison. One day I had to write a poem for a school project. I got stuck until I decided to write about certain video games. I decided to send you a copy. In Soul Blazer and ActRaiser, angels you'll be, you'll save the world from monsters and evil you'll see. In the story of Star Fox, you'll fly into space, you'll blow up those lizards all over the place. Playing Mario All-Stars, you'll meet an old friend, you'll go through this kingdoms till you conquer the end. The Seventh Saga, why the fuck is everybody talking about the Seventh Saga? It's a very big race, to find those ruins is a really long chase. Street Fighter 2 Turbo lets you play everyone, with 12 great characters, it's a whole lot of fun. Zelda 2 lets you meet Link as a child. You'll see him defeat Ganon, find the fairies in style. Cecil in Final Fantasy will fly to the moon, he'll fight out the enemies and be victorious soon. I hope you like it. Thanks for the poem, Thomas. We're sure that there are other video game poets out there in Super Power Club land. Send us your best. Yeah, Zelda 2 isn't like a prequel. It's actually a direct sequel to Legend of Zelda, right? Yeah, everybody should play Seventh Saga. It's apparently really popular. Oh, whoops, hold on. I gotta recenter this guy. Oh baby, Super Street Fighter 2. Round 3, fight. So this is where I learned that T-Hawk stood for Thunderhawk, by the way. This is back when Thunderhawk and Cammy and DJ and Fei Long were the hot new characters. Hold on, I want to read this real quick. The battles are all so fair now that it's nearly impossible for one fighter to have any kind of a real advantage. Oh, man. They got it. This is the most balanced one. They did it. All right. New scoring system. Why? Scoring more points than your opponent can earn you bragging rights if nothing else. Are there any fighting games where they grade you on score rather than who won the match? Yeah, there's no 10-0 matchups. Just don't look at any tier lists, they're fake. Like, I know fighting games have point systems, like BlazBlue had a point system, I think, on release. But, Alright. Let's look at the discount art here. Ken has perfected his awesome Dragon Punch move and can now set his opponent on fire if he executes the move correctly. It's flaming and ferociously fast. Ryu's Fireball has grown since last time. He can also throw them faster than ever before. He can throw a second before the first has landed. Is that true? I don't think you could throw two fireballs, like have two fireballs on the same screen. This is like box art. Give me Sagat, but crying a little bit. I want that. Oh, let's look at Blanca. And yeah, they also tell you the E stands for Edmund. And palette swaps, wow. Guile hasn't been training as much as he used to. Maybe he's spending more time with his family. Family man! When he says go home and be a family man, he takes his own advice. The Hawk. Thunderstrike, the Stormhammer. That's what the T stands for, the Hawk. In Survive, yeah, I'm talking about like 1v1 though. Like if you sit down to the arcade at a fighting game. Oh wait, hold on. Balrog has perfected a move that is nearly unstoppable. It takes a little time to set up, so you can't always use it. However, it can be quite effective for catching an opponent off guard. Are we talking about 7? Dragon Punch is fiery now. Chun-Li's a little overexposed in this picture. Yukoken was apparently nerfed in this version. He's really gonna crush some fighters this time around. Count on it. Oh no, this was extremely the era of Native American. They got a feather in their hair, throw tomahawks, good to go. Probably shoot spirit animals. Yeah, Nightwolf as well. The Tiger Uppercut, hang on. Tiger Uppercut has been honed to new levels of perfection. Defending against it is impossible if you're out of position. It's not a situation that you want to get yourself into. I mean, that's every Dragon Punch. That is literally every Dragon Punch that has ever existed. I'm curious how they determine, like, his attack power may not be what it once was. What is this notation? Back, down, back, forward? Isn't just a half circle? Because DJ is a charge, so they had to specifically say you hold this one. It's probably just they didn't bother checking, if I'm being real. We press down, back, and forward and it works. That's good enough, ship it. Breath of Fire. This is the first one, actually. So it says Squaresoft, but this was actually developed by Capcom, right? I believe Breath of Fire was a Capcom-developed RPG, not Squaresoft. Yeah, the first Breath of Fire was very, very generic. Published by Square in the US. Okay. Nestor apparently as a kid. They actually did like a final comic for the final issue with Nestor in it. Oh, that's right. I remember all the characters in Breath of Fire 1 had to have 4 character names. Even 2 maybe did that. Frog. Knight. Wizard. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that, right? We're getting this in high res. Poggers! Poggers! Oh, man. Funny thing is, in the 90s, people were like, oh yeah, Pogs, like the toy. Pog. Isn't Blue like in every game and she's supposed to be like the same character? I think it was somebody like trying to do their best Chuck E. Cheese impression and at the same time trying to come up with something off the cuff to say for like a stream. So the first thing that came to mind was just Poggers, and they tried their best to do a Check Charles Entertainment Cheese voice. What is this layout? Oh, this is a bad layout. You know how you read this page? You go like, oh, the 90s. What did you do to layouts? Hey, Shaq Fu. Like, look at this. Look at this. Put your head in noise. I want to hear the text-to-speech try and read this.
Apneoria DJ. Marked by a high volume of sound, once Matt put his head in Donnell's Kong Country Nintendo Carrot Jozacut. Orange tongue diamond studded platinois romantly blinding // I / worm Jim 24 SIX RKKDO POW ER I'm asterisk VBXB 01 degree D. YJR asterisk carrot J.
I don't think I was meant to read that. Oh man. Oh my god, there's more. Why is there more? Super NES, graphic design is my passion. Tuned in. Action, camera, lights. Epics. Teched out. Oh god. This is painful. This is killing me to read. Final Fantasy III, one of the biggest RPG releases of the year. We'll just put that in the corner. I'm playing it loud. Was this a Capcom game? No, this is a Virgin Entertainment game. Didn't need the itchy and scratchy inflation content in my timeline today. But yeah, Uniracers, it is never coming back. Hold on, we need to get past the poster page for the... Here we go. The Power Kick is one of the best of options available in any soccer game. FIFA International Soccer. Because there was a lawsuit. And unfortunately, Pixar won the lawsuit. Because they dared to have an autonomous thing driving around, and it was also rendered in 3D. So it's basically a Pixar movie. You're basically stealing from Pixar when you do that. God, there's no way you can make all these sports games look entertaining. I'm sorry. I respect him for trying, but you could tell me these were all the same game and I'd believe you. Ain't nobody being like, oh man, Super Soccer Champ on the Super Nintendo, that was my favorite game. I don't care how many tiny screenshots of Pele you have in the corner. These are different games, yeah. Alright, here's the Koei History Revolutionary War strategy game that they made, which was an interesting choice considering they were mostly known for the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Let's look at the stats for Bullard Lundmark. George Washington. Not very tactical. The man who's the commander-in-chief, not the best at tactics, not the best tactician. Yeah, here's the George Washington stat list. Benedict Arnold, piece of shit. They made Bladestorm, which was based on the 100... Well, I say based on the 100 Years' War, but it wasn't really based on the 100 Years' War. It had the same names. Yeah, he's got 60 reputation now. Like, why isn't Richard Montgomery? Look at this dude. He is just across the board better than George Washington in every way. Why isn't Richard Montgomery the commander-in-chief? Many of the British commanders bought their commissions rather than earning them, so they lack leadership and tactical ability. Oh my god, yeah. Thomas Cage, complete joke. Yeah, need a note saying who owns slaves. I want to say Joan of Arc was actually in Bladestorm. Walter Butler, 10 in discipline. Get this guy out of here. Did any of them have 69 in stats? 68 for John Butler in reputation. Oh, Ethan Allen, tactic 69. There's your man. Shout out to Ethan Allen, the owner of the only 69. God damn you, Tetris. Stop coming back to my... Nobody wants to play Tetris 2. Tetris Triumph. Who knows what lies beyond in the wonderful world of Tetris Temptation? Am I supposed to fuck the Tetris? What? Double Dragon 5. Wasn't this game awful? Here's Bimmy and Jimmy. Yeah, this was the fighting game. Killer Hork. Yeah, I think this is the fighting game. Wait. This art doesn't match this character design at all. What? Was that supposed? That might be Dominique. Yeah, it's got bones. Shoots lasers. That's pretty cool. It's very confusing that they use the image for her in Blade's profile. I don't know. This was back when... Yeah, this is back when Mortal Kombat 2, NBA Jam, all that stuff was coming out. Eternal Jam Nation. From downtown! Revolution X, oh boy. Can't wait to see that on the Super Nintendo. Oh baby, the Mortal Kombat movie. Mortal Kombat is going to be an extraordinary film, according to Larry Kasanoff, the movie's producer. The movie will tell you many things that you don't know about Mortal Kombat. Currently slated to be shot on location in Thailand. The release date for the film has not been established. Early estimates point to a late 94 or early 95 release. Casting has not begun, but all characters will be featured. Let there be games! Demolition Man Pinball. You can't argue with $3 billion. That's how much revenue the pinball segment of the arcade business generates. Ooh, I wonder what that's like these days. Answer, probably not. Like, what even do people make pinball tables of now? As far as I can tell, like, most of the arcade games or most of the arcades that haven't died, mostly just do redemption shit now. Oh, let's read about Revolution X. The Aerosmith light gun shooter. Your goal in one of Midway's newest arcade releases is to rescue the bad boys from Boston, collectively known as Aerosmith, and start a revolution to overthrow the oppressive NON organization. As is the technological trend, digitized graphics are used extensively in Resolution X. The game boasts a non-linear style of gameplay and detailed three-dimensional environments. They're not three-dimensional at all, they're sprite-based. That will take a player to many locations around the world, like South America, Japan, and England. Midway is pumping the fact that all the speech and digitized footage of Aerosmith was recorded at their Chicago studios. Revolution X features 4 of Aerosmith's biggest hits and blasts now with its trademark DCS sound system. Revolution X is not a very good game, surprising nobody. Oh, here we go. So this is one of my favorite features they did, because A, it was super in-depth in Secret of Mana, which was a game that I needed a lot of help with as a kid, and B, the art was actually really cool. I like the style they did with, like, the journal entries, rather than just, here's a map of the area. This is how you do it. Yo, Watts is fucking jacked. Stern Pinball at 23 million in 2020. Oof, times change. Like, I really enjoyed that they had different art of all the different weapons, even though they were visually mostly identical. They might have had, like, a couple of modified sprites here and there, but they actually drew separate ones just for this little bit. The problem is this was over, like, 3 months, so if you couldn't figure out everything in, like, the first issue, you had to do it yourself or wait. God, now I'm just thinking of the part in Secret of Mana where Santa Claus gets corrupted by the Mana Seed and turns into a monster. Also, I like this one. They didn't even bother taking a screenshot. It's like, it's in the menu. It's good enough. It's close. That's all you need to know. We get it, you vape. For me, Light Cecil, that was Harvest Moon, except I never actually got the game. Yeah, I like these weird dog Moogles. They took some liberties, but I think the art is pretty cool in these little entries. $820, $349, $209. God, who would play Wolfenstein 3D on the SNES? Why would you play Wolfenstein 3D on the SNES? Oh, Fatal Fury. Super Putty. Too bad. Mortal Kombat for Game Boy. Ugh. $663-009. Yeah, no 420s or 69s in the agent numbers yet, sadly. Here we go. Let's look at these counselors real quick. There's Jeff Brooks. Probably a dad. I'd say dad percentage is like 78 right there. Got the jacket on too. Sean McVeigh. Not really getting dad vibes from this one. Poor Sean has to answer lesser the unlikely questions. I thought Noah's Ark 3D wasn't a port, it was like its own game. They just used the engine. Yeah, sadly, at this point in time, mullets are mostly gone. Mark might be having a bit of a mullet going on back there, but we can't really tell. Then we got Tom Brown. Could be dad. Possible dad. Where's the crystal? Hidden door, okay. Like, I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the names in these score lists here. I like Pinbot, everybody has 9s except for Daniel Bari. And here we go, here's the, one of the first official speedruns of Super Metroid. How fast can you beat the game? Yeah, Monopoly, I have this. It's Monopoly, it's not good. But yeah, here in the listing for the scores now, they tell you have to show the system in the photo. Because people are using Game Genies to cheat. Sorry, enhance their system, not cheat. Oh, this is for the Super Game Boy. Because you could draw your own, like, palettes and borders and stuff. I really did like the Super Game Boy. Like, I know it was inferior because it didn't run the games properly. Like, they were either too slow or too fast. And they had a contest to, like, draw your own frame. Oh, look at that link. Look at that link. Pick it with a second non-Game Genie console that isn't plugged in. I feel like if you're buying 2 Nintendo consoles to get over on Nintendo, I feel like they've probably gotten over on you. They're going that far for an extra $4 off in the Nintendo Supply catalog. Oh, this looks like shovelware. This looks like shovelly shovelware. This was before the Disney movie based on Tarzan. This is just, oh, Tarzan. Let's make a Tarzan game. Sure, why not? Kids love Tarzan, right? Again, Jungle Book. Disney paid good money to have their game. I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of Tarzan. The first of 10 billion Space Invaders ports. Dude, I mean, you'd be surprised. This is actually the first time I think Space Invaders showed up on a Nintendo console. So it makes sense that they would probably want to get some eyes on it. Jeopardy Sports Edition. It's Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy. We know how Jeopardy works. What's in the poll today? Do you like the new Major League Baseball divisions and playoff structure? Yes or no? How many Major League Baseball games do you attend each season? Would you be interested in joining an MLB fan club? How often do you wear Major League Baseball clothes or accessory? Rank the following team sports in order of importance, with 1 being most important, 5 being least important. Number 1 better be baseball. Who's your current favorite Major League player? Which Major League team is your favorite? Wait, after all the baseball questions, you say in what country is the World Cup soccer tournament being played in '94? Really? Really? Alright. Sports. Oh, that's why they were doing all the baseball stuff, right? This is when Ken Griffey Jr. baseball came out. This game actually did really well. Like one of the best performing baseball games. I remember this got like a huge media blitz. Basically, they buy you tickets to the World Series. What is Chill Kirby and DS Pokemon playlist? It's not just DS and... Here. Plop that in the chat there. You got a nice image of Mario with nipples for your trouble. Yeah, honestly, these shirts are more valuable, I think, than the World Series tickets at this point. Or even the standee, honestly. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has been out, I think, for a year at this point. It's still pretty high up there. How's Bubsy doing? Oh, Bubsy fell off the rankings, damn. Super Street Fighter 2. Not like dead last because there are things beyond 20, but man. Yeah, Zelda 1 is probably going to be here for a while. These Mario brothers are a couple of popular guys. Their mother would be proud. Tetris 2. The great Russian music of the original Tetris is sadly missing, replaced by some rather sad tunes. Plus, great play control and new characters, moves, and options. Total fun. This is a Street Fighter 2 that... that fans should have, but they may not be willing to shell out more bucks. Nintendo, I think you're wrong on that one. You release updated versions of a fighting game, people will buy it. Wait, the only negative thing you have to say about Double Dragon 5 is the challenge isn't as high as some Street fighting games? Really? Yeah, Double Dragon 5 is the Double Dragon fighting game that's not very good. They made a lot of Double Dragon games. Most of them like re-releases and ports, but still. I do like how like they're always pretty like big on the Koei games. Realistic, deep, better interface than many previous historical strategy games. Action gamers will have to slow down the pace. That's it. Bullard Lundmark. Oh god. There's one game on this page that is not soccer. I feel bad for whoever had to do this part. Freeway Flyboys. Weird themes and characters. Jeopardy Sports Edition. Simple graphics, but they don't really detract from the game. Ah, these graphics in Jeopardy sucks. Tarzan. Hit detection is poor and the pace of play is fairly slow because Tarzan can't run. Games of the future. Vitamin and Venom, Maximum Carnage, Stunt Race FX. NFL Football, Shien's Revenge. Game was weird. I played a little bit of this and I couldn't really get into it. Pac-Man 2! Aerobiz Supersonic! You know, this is an all-star page right here. Between Pac-Man 2 and Aerobiz, holy shit. Look. And then we got Tasmania, Cool Spot, Disney game. Psh. Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Does anybody want to play Samurai Showdown? looking for someone to play Samurai Showdown. I think my favorite part is that both of these words are spelled wrong. Because it's not supposed to be a W in the word showdown. Uh-oh. Project Reality breaking news. The technology and the system have officially been named Nintendo Ultra 64. A second title for the new system has also been announced. Cruis'n USA racing game, along with the previously announced game Killer Instinct, will be among the first games available for the Nintendo Ultra 64 home system in 1995. Yeah, Hot Hugginized here too. And then this is the page where they talk about the weird stuff. Illusion of Gaia. Earthworm Jim. I kind of wish these had like more images and less text. Oh, here we go. This is one of my weirdest favorite bits of trivia. So in the movie The Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps, or it might have just been the original Nutty Professor, there is a fridge magnet with this image of Samus, like the instant repair sticker, or magnet. Yeah, here it is. The free Samus magnet. Here it is. This is in the background of a shot in Nutty Professor. The one with Eddie Murphy. Trading cards. I don't think I had... I think these might have been random. Next issue. Sunrays FX. Secret of Mana Special Part 2. Death and Return of Superman. Lord of the Rings Volume 1. Sonic Blast Man 2. Disney's Beauty and the Beast. RoboCop vs. the Terminator. Power Fest 94. I think I actually went to one of these. They had it at my Blockbuster. They had like the challenge demo or whatever with like Donkey Kong Country and stuff. And I didn't win anything. And that's my story. Let's do one more. Let's keep moving forward. Let's go to 1996. When did the N64 come out? Was it out in July? Enter to win N64. Oh, look at this Kirby. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't show you Kirby's face. I need to show you this. It's on archive.org. Just Google N64 Nintendo Power. This is definitely not an official Kirby image, I'll tell you that much. That's Kirby. Poyo! What's in this one? One has Mario RPG. Really? You put Bassmasters Classic Pro Edition in front of Mario RPG? Star Ocean? Wait, we never got Star Ocean. Hold up. We're looking at this dub art. Samurai Showdown! Homer! Homer Maru! He throws Hadouken! What's her name? Nakoru! You throw Hadouken at Nakoru! Homer! Yo, thank you, Dub. Let's see what they're talking about Star Ocean. I'm actually curious. Oh, that's right. I forgot the letters pages here. Oh, they started accepting stuff from the internet here. Grr, play it loud. Today in ecology class, our teacher was showing us a cross-section of a worm. Pretty gross stuff if you ask me, but hey, that's ecology. I see that big part where Earthworm Jim's neck should be, you know, that sort of bulge. Then I see that the brain and the hearts and everything are on the other end of the body. All the nerve cells end at the bulge. In other words, the end with Jim's head is completely without feelings. Someone could chop it off and he wouldn't even notice. Personally, I don't care. But the guys at Shiny should do a little bit of research on the next animal they make a game after. I know Jim mutated, but switching around his entire internal anatomy is a little bit much. Andrew Fraticelli via the internet. Deucedly clever to figure this out, Andrew, but aren't you overlooking the bioengineering capabilities of Jim's super spacesuit? Not only does it rearrange his innards like so much patio furniture, but it gives him Elvis-like sex appeal for wooing and winning Princess What's-Her-Name. We're certainly glad that Jim has devoted his amazing powers to niceness and honor instead of rottenness and cheating at tiddlywinks. Didn't really want to think about Earthworm Jim fucking today, but here we are. I purchased several issues of Nintendo Power on the newsstand, and I'm ready to comment on the new layout. I'm glad that Nintendo Power has chosen to move on to something new. I just can't see reviews of up-to-the-minute technology such as the N64 in a magazine that has hardly changed at all in its history. The expanded player's pulse is an excellent choice. I notice that the letters either make people happy or get them all worked up, and that gets everyone involved. Somebody had to do it. This kid was driving me crazy. Cool. Awesome letter. My favorite part of your magazine is actually your player's pulse. It is interesting to read opinions, comments, and ideas that gamers everywhere, oh, there's the G word, are inputting. Your readers don't sound like a bunch of video game playing kids saying everything is cool or awesome, but like a bunch of video game playing kids who are serious about what's going on in the entertainment world. We don't say cool or awesome here, chat. I think you should expand the player's pulse section because I love reading all the letters people send in. I also like looking at the envelope art. Please don't continue the excessive internet and America Online coverage. The interviews and profiles of those NOA Online jocks was very boring indeed, being totally irrelevant to the subject of Nintendo Power. Justin Doucette via CompuServe. Yeah, literally from the internet. Kudos on the Living in the Loud House article, volume 84. Big plus. Justin Doucette is worried he's going to get found out and be posted cringe. Zowie for Zelda. Through the years, one of my favorite series of games has been Legend of Zelda. I love Link to the Past the most. I'd like to suggest that Nintendo of America take the first two games that were released on the NES and release them on one game pack for the Super NES, as was done with the Super Mario games and Super Mario All-Stars. Holy shit. Why is Mega Man killing Proto Man? Secondly, I think a sequel to the Link to the Past for the Super NES might be nice. I'd also like to compliment the re-release of Link to the Past, especially at the low price of $34.99. Shigeru Miyamoto is a genius. I'll be in anticipation of a new addition to the Zelda series. Thanks for the rave, David. We'll pass it along to Mr. Miyamoto. Yes, you can expect more adventures of Link. Now that Mr. Miyamoto has put the finishing touches on Super Mario 64, he's gearing up for Zelda 64. Wait, Tales of Fantasia? Hold on. Wait. Tales of Fantasia. How did this kid know about Tales of Fantasia? That's Tales of Fantasia. Like, that is exactly the logo. And this is to the North American one. This is to the North American magazine. This wasn't, like, sent to the Japanese magazine that they reprinted here, either. No, emulators at this time did not run Tales of Fantasia. Reminder, this was 1996. Like, I know imports were a thing. I'm just surprised that of all the things to pick for the envelope art. Hang on, I want to see. Page 7, top. Okay, hang on. Newbury, Naomi Chiba, Mireille Jacques. I'm just trying to see if any of these names are familiar, if like they've run any fan sites or stuff. How about that? Somebody was way onto the RPGs back in 96. Zonkers for Zelda. I've been loyal to the Nintendo name for 7 years, and until now I've only had one problem. I couldn't get The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past last year when I got my Super NES because they weren't making the game anymore. Then my latest issue of Nintendo Power, a glimmer of light erupted from the pages. There in Packwatch, I saw that the game I've been hunting for was being re-released. Praises to Nintendo, so they hath not forsaken me. Brian Lowe would later go on to buy a copy of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $5 off and personally kill Shigeru Miyamoto. I really like the way you occasionally review a classic, as in Nintendo's re-release of Super Mario Kart and The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. It puts the new gamers up against an older, enduring classic. I finished Final Fantasy III a few days ago, and I must say I loved it. I was hooked, but I also got snagged, and when I did, I took advantage of your power line. It was well organized, and when I called for the second time, I was able to fly to where I was going because I knew which numbers to push. Yeah, the Mega Man cartoon Proto Man was a bad guy. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll up. I've just recently subscribed, and I want to say that your N64 coverage has been excellent, and the continuing articles, such as Shadows of the Empire, are excellent. Of the other two mags that I've subscribed to, e.g. The Next Generation, you were the only one who knew what Creator was really about. I'm really interested in more info on the game. It sounds great. What is Creator? Yeah, this was 1996, so like, it was a 5-year later re-release. I want to say this came out in like 91. The dinosaur art game. Name is not ringing a bell. Oh, there's more letters. And they put the ratings in the front now. Earthbound and 20th, hell yeah. Virtual Boy Top 5. Oh. They tried. Most Wanted. N64, Mario RPG, Cruisin' USA, Killer Instinct, Shadows of the Empire, Doom, X-Band Modem, Dragon Quest VI, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Mission Impossible. Really, Mission Impossible. Alright, let's read some more letters. One day I was home playing Nintendo when I got one of my bright ideas. You know, the kind that usually backfire. I looked over at my Rob and decided to make a mobile. As you can see, I mounted on an old remote control car. All I need to do is flip the on and off switch on Rob and he goes about 30 feet. I can even control him using Gyromite, the NES game that works with Rob. I've been working on steering for him, but so far been unsuccessful. I haven't thought of a name yet, maybe you guys could name it. I got this crazy idea from your article on Nintendo Times 10 Years of NES History in Volume 78, in which you had Rob doing different things in history. They did not give him a name. I'd like to say that I love your magazine, but it does need small improvements. For example, I loved your comics. I automatically flipped to them as soon as I got my Nintendo Power. About the 95 Nintendo Power Awards, basically I agree with... Wait, what? Oh, they're talking about things that they liked. Basically, I agree with most of your choice of nominees, but one thing I totally disagree with is the category of Best Hero or Heroine. You nominated Boogerman instead of somebody like from Chrono Trigger like Chrono or Marl. They're easily cooler than Boogerman. Other than that, I like choosing the awards. That's it. The Zelda rap was like super early. I think Arena looked better the way it was done before, like in Volume 76. The Arena, the only thing that I can say is, wow, it looks 3X's better than the original. The only problem is that I like sports games. So if you could you put games like NBA Jam Tournament Edition and Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball in the Arena? Yeah, Boogerman had scruples. He wasn't willing to debase himself. This mag kicks butt! I myself am a new subscriber to Nintendo Power. Do not regret my decision to get a subscription. I think that this magazine has come a long way since it first came out. I should know, my brother used to have a subscription. I especially like the articles on games to come, and I'm looking forward to the release of the N64. I only have a few minor suggestions. Classified information is great. Since we have something great, expand it and make it bigger. Editor's note, the internet would make that smaller. I see no need for the arena, a place where people can brag about their high schools. That makes us not as good gamers feel somewhat put down. Which brings me to my point. Dump the arena. Scrub quotes. Zach Dubord scrub quotes. I like this. Oh, right, God. They changed the background to their code page from like manila envelopes, and a lot of people were upset about that apparently. Zach Dubord, scrub of the year. Okay, let's see what is in the actual magazine now. E3! Second coming of Mario. Wouldn't that be like the 7th or 8th coming of Mario at that point? Why is Ken Lobb quoted like he's a final boss? The wait is over. Now the world can really see what we've been known for a while. The real power of the N64. This is only the beginning. Ken Lobb, Nintendo product. Oh, look at that Turok image. Look at this crusty Turok boy. Mario. Hang out with Mario and Miyamoto. One machine had arrived. Let's see what's big about E3 in 1996. Image of a stormtrooper, Earthworm Jim, Shigeru Miyamoto. Yeah, every copy sold at E3 or demonstrated at E3 was personalized and scary. This is actually a very recent build because it has the correct power meter. This must have been like right before it released. Because it doesn't have the old HUD elements and stuff. Pilot wings. Let's look at the game list. Oh my god, this poor raptor. Super Mario 64, Nintendo. Pilot Wing 64, Nintendo. Mario RPG 2. This is Paper Mario, I think. Mario Kart R. This ended up being called Mario Kart 64. Kirby's Air Ride. Never got it on N64. Tetris Sphere. A little worrying that it's... What the hell is Buggy Boogie? Hey, does anybody know what Buggy Boogie is? War Gods, Robotron X, Turok, Descent, Ultra Combat, Top Gear Rally, Monster Dunk, Freak Boy. Yeah, I know what Freak Boy is. I don't know what Freak Boy is, and I don't know what Buggy Boogie is. Buggy Boogie. Top Gear Rally. Hey guys, don't sell your Super Nintendo yet. Boogie Boogie got cancelled, was a cancelled racing game. Neat. Please don't sell your Super Nintendo. Game Boy. Really stretching out the old... Actually, this was before Pokemon, so... It is a really good thing that Pokemon came out because, oh boy, extended the life of that guy like an extra 5 years. Oh no. Oh no. What was that kid's name in the first letter? About the Cyberjocks? Yeah, the biggest news for Virtual Boy. It's cheaper? Please buy it. Oh no, Cyberjocks. Stop posting about the Cyberjocks. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much. Get off the internet. Oh, Kirby Superstar. Okay, at least this is an actual drawing of Kirby and not the weird nightmare Kirby that's on the cover here. I think I lost my spot. Waterworld. Hold on. Oh, it's just a one page on Kirby Superstar. Damn. They really trimmed down the Super NES stuff. Oh, I don't think it was out yet. Because this says preview. I don't think this was actually released. And then the Tetris Attack, which is actually just a reskin of Panel to Pawn. But it has Yoshi. The pink one. This is when they kind of stopped trying to make Kirby like this super angry tough boy. No, really, you're a tough, strong man if you play Kirby games. He's not for babies, please. Look at this Chufty Yoshi. That's a good Yoshi. And then Waterworld. Because they had to recoup the costs somehow. I don't think I've ever heard of this game. Did this come out? Dragon Hopper? Yeah, I hope you like red and black, by the way. I don't think I ever heard of this game. It might not have come out. This game never came out? Yeah, fair. I wonder if it's ever been, like, released online, like if it ever got leaked. Because the art looks kind of charming, at the very least. Even though it was unfortunately on a doomed platform. Pilotwing 64 is a thrill seeker's dream come true, says the guy who works for Nintendo. Weird. And there's Nestor, definitely not Lark, that's Nestor. VR's been playable since, like, before 2019. And I'm not even talking about, like, the old shitty VR goggles. Like, they've had, like, the Oculus stuff. That's been around for a while. It's been commercially available for a bit. Obviously, it's been refined over the years, but it's not like a super, super, super recent development. Virtual Boy was more like stereoscopic vision. The problem is the way that they did it made it so that your head would hurt a lot. That's why they told you, hey, you should probably take a break every 15 minutes when you play this. You played a VR arena shooter in VR. Were you playing Dactyl Nightmare by any chance? Because that was probably the one you played. They used red because it was the cheapest. Now this is what we're all here to see, Bassmasters Classic. Bassmasters Classic Pro Edition is fast-paced and fun to watch, even for gamers who don't fish. Tom Mann Jr., Kevin Van Dam, Shaw E. Grigsby Jr., D. Thomas, Gary Klein. Oh, look at D. Thomas. George Cochran. D. Thomas is like... Like compressed into his outfit, hell yeah. Was there anything they could have done to make the... I mean... The violent red palette definitely didn't help. The fact that it gave you headaches definitely didn't help. The fact that they didn't really try to iterate it on it at all didn't help. And the fact that you had to, like, kind of sit down and put your head in this weird device was not good. Not particularly good for you. In my opinion. Not Dactyl was mid... I mean, Dactyl Nightmare was kind of everywhere in the mid-90s even then. Oh, they don't do the agent numbers anymore. What the fuck? Awful. Absolutely awful. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta check something. Sorry about that. Diddy's Conquest, Final Fantasy III. For example, equipping a ribbon will cure poison, dark, and imp. I mean, I feel like if you already have a ribbon at that point, you don't really need to worry about MP. Feel like you're good. Yo, if you press left, up, left, A, B, Y on the game start screen, you activate a stage select, give you all the gadgets, and you get to play as the Riddler in practice mode? But only practice mode. Yeah, Vanish Doom is, it's a feature. Totally. Absolutely intentional. And I could just not play the Flintstones at all? Oh my god. Enter Hoagie Takes Cold Trees as your password. Have a yabba dabba do time. I'll have a gay old time. Chrono Trigger. Wait. Bet on one of the racers, then get in front of the line before the race starts. Walk back and forth in front of the racers, except for the one if you bet on to slow them down. I don't think that works. I'm pretty sure it's just random. Hey you. Football. Does it actually work? Huh. I thought it was just random. You couldn't affect it. Go to banknintendo.com. This was actually the first website that I visited when we got set up with the internet. And you had to type you had to type http://www.nintendo.com because browsers wouldn't do that for you. I remember the old Nintendo site had the elevator that you could go down on the side. Now it's the frames. Wait, what? Oh, these are all games that have been, like, re-released, I guess. The design was a little confusing. Though its plot is more linear than those of its brethren, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest boasts an entertaining story, intriguing characters, challenging puzzles, and exciting battles. Respectfully disagree with all those. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Oh no, this is just Street Fighter 2 Turbo, it's not Super Turbo. Yeah, no mention for the music. Mega Man X. Oh god, look at this text. Oh, look at this Photoshop ass text. All it needs is a lens flare. Gotta jump. Hairpin madness. Triple jump. Think you're tough? Cool. I think we got a poster coming up here. Robotech Crystal Dream. This game, I don't think that ever came out. Wait a minute, hold on, whoa. We got Star Ocean. Oh, Terranigma. Yeah, we never got that. Many of the letters received recently at Epic Center have mentioned a game from Enix called Genesis that we first noted last year. Genesis has been renamed Terranigma and will be released in Europe later this year by Nintendo. Huh. Oh, Genesis is probably because the game was originally called Tenchi Sozo, which is just like creation of heaven and earth. So from a biblical standpoint, yeah, Genesis would be a good name for the game, but having a game called Genesis on the Super Nintendo probably would have been a little confusing. The only downside of all this is that Nintendo has no plans to release the game in North America at this time. Fuck you, North America. Fuck you, Baltimore. I am the Beholder. Ocean. Taking their cue from Tales of Fantasia, which we also never got. Star Ocean design team, many more who also worked on Fantasia, decided to maximize the use of digitized voices in their latest effort. They hired 10 of the most famous voice actors and actresses in Japan to breathe life in the main characters. These voice specialists are renowned for their work in popular animated films called OAVs, original animation videos. Why do they call them OVAs now? Original video animation, I guess? What is this dust minion? What are you linking me to? Ken Lob! Ken Lob, no! Ken Lob, no! Ken Lob jump scare! Ken Lob jump scare! Ken Lob boss fight. Joke's on him, he ended up being named after the shittiest gun in GoldenEye, or vice versa. God, I love that they're talking about all the shit that we're never going to get. At least not on the Super Nintendo, in English. Oh, look at all these beautiful screenshots, and they talk to each other, and it's all super incredible, and look at the great graphics. Dungeons and Wizards have been replaced with starships, time travel, and interplanetary war. Or sorry, Dragons and Wizards have been replaced, but Dragons and Wizards also still exist. We just call it symbology instead of magic. It's totally different. Instead of chanting a spell, we say words to make things happen. Yeah. Instead, we got Sword of Hope 2. They did this a couple times, and like they would focus on games that only came out in Japan or were maybe coming out in English. Breath of Fire 2. The Onion Guy. Oh, the Monster Radar. Because, yeah, I remember they had, for a while, they had this Epic Center segment of the magazine where they would talk exclusively about RPGs. Epic Strategy. Iron Man. Let's tonky stonk. Stonky tonk. Sunday best. Yeah, I think the mullet by this point was all but extinct. Yeah, there were so many angry 50-year-olds writing angry letters. Tom Davis has kind of a John Romero look to him. Like Dark World John Romero. Where's the Divine Shrine Dragon Egg? Oh my god. Yvette Kirby, I need to look at your portrait in more detail. Someone please help Yvette Kirby. She's stuck in the rainbow dimension. She's stuck in a time tunnel. She's still playing Earthbound to this day. Oh yeah, the Moonside Inn where everything's backwards. How do I feed Starman Deluxe? Just bash a bunch. Don't use magic. Or use thunder and then use magic. Wait. Oh shit, we got siblings. Look, there's Mark Doyle. And we got Martin Doyle. Breath of Fire 2. What is the highest possible character level? 99. Is there a special reason the dragon gem changes color on the text screen? No, but it's fun to watch. What is a Tolan? A Tolan is a special coin used in casinos. Sounds a lot like token, doesn't it? Who's the best hitter in the home run derby? Griffey. Who else? Can I trade Griffey? No. Which teams are the best in the game? The Braves, Reds, Indians, and Mariners. Oh, Mortal Kombat, Nintendo 64, Hadouken, Fatality, get over here. Wasn't the gem just supposed to, like, represent their emotion? So, like, if they were angry, it would turn red. And if they were chill, it would turn blue. Oh, Mortal Kombat. Alright, can I get a screenshot of Quan Chi smiling, please? The Brainies. Oh god, it's another Titus game. Your party members will determine what spells they can or can't use. Weird. Oh god. It was just for beating specific bosses. After Lavos is cut down to the core, concentrate your party's attacks on the humanoid body first. Incorrect. It'll just revive. You have to hit the bit. Oh, look at this 3D. Cause this is Thriller. Now this is just another way to give out the power stamps so you can spend more money in the Nintendo catalog. Any names I recognize? I thought that said Steve Blum for a second, I got excited. Philip Blum, jeez. My dude is in this listing like 3 different times. Probably more. $55.16, lowest time on Koopa Beach 1. I wonder what the record time is for that now. $29 character password for Bassmasters Classic. Ugh. But you told me it'd be fun even for non-fishing game players. Wait. Those are the only reviews you're giving? 3? Really? I guess a lot of these were like previews, so they couldn't review them? Okay, more like Masters Classic. Robotech Crystal Dreams. A game based on like, or I should say an anime property that's based on 3 different anime properties that never came out. Oh hey, Miss Pac-Man! Guys, Miss Pac-Man's coming out. Look, it's a video game you played before, but it's Miss Pac-Man. It's on the console now. Please buy it for full price. Turok G0. What? Power Rangers Zeo Battle Racers? What? Hold on, what is G0? This never came out. I feel like I would have heard people talking about G0. G is 1 letter ahead of F, so that's how you know it's better. It looks awful. No! It's great, it's 3D, it looks better when you're looking at it. Yeah, it probably wasn't very good, if it even came out. I feel bad for F-Zero fans. Captain Falcon is literally the only thing keeping the franchise relevant. Killer Instinct card game. God. Shadows of the Empire. Donkey Kong Country 3. Virtual Boy. God, I love that the original Game Boy has more titles for it than the poor Virtual Boy. The, writing was on the wall. Yeah, I figured G0 did not ever come out. Hot. Oh, win what's hot and forget what's not. Hot. N64, N64 control in every color. Library of games, 35-inch color TV. This contest you if you're the grand prize winner. What's not hot? 32 bits, 2400 baud modems, Library of Congress, Murder, She Wrote. Other contests in comparison. Any lamer who can't fill out the card and drop it in the mail. Ugh. At this point, the 90s infection was like terminal. It was not coming out. Yeah, fuck you, Angela Lansbury. Wait, hang on. Oh, you get a controller and a tote bag, but not the actual system if you get the runner-up. Yeah, I don't know why they're so down on Murder, She Wrote and Library of Congress. I guess because it says library in it, so obviously for geeks and nerds. And for people who want to see more 7 Saga coverage. Next month, Mario 64, Kirby Superstar, Tetris Attack, more on Virtual Boy. We would not get more on Dragon Hopper and Bound High. Maybe we did. What appraises for more in modern times, God? I feel like that bag probably is not particularly valuable. I feel like promotional clothing tends to appreciate a lot more. Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to kind of see what ones I have. Ideally, I could just download the torrent with all this stuff in it and hopefully get it at better resolution. Because the one I got is not great in PDF format, at least. Anyways, it's been about 3 hours of reading old Nintendo powers. Hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. Thank you all for coming out, and thank you, Matt, for the host. Please go ahead and follow if you're not doing so already. I stream 3 times a week usually. Would like to do more, but right now I'm a little busy, so probably just going to be sticking to schedule for now. Let's find someone to host over to. In the meantime, if you want to know tomorrow's Wordle word, I can tell you. The spoilers for Wordle. If you don't want to hear it, get out. Otherwise, the Wordle word for tomorrow. It's slump. S-L-U-M-P. Type that in, get your 1 out of 6, post on social media. Impress everybody. Gonna host you over to Boix. He's doing some Doom 2, Hell on Earth, with a friend, Nick Phil. I believe Nick Phil is playing the Saturn version while Boix is playing the PC, so go check them out. Give them a follow if you want. I'd recommend it. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.